Good afternoon. Very nearly missed my own show. Just very quickly, that's what's going on at the moment over at Volvo. I'm hoping you'll be able to hear that. If not, I'll have to redo that, but that's what's happening. We're 4 minutes away, or nearly 5 minutes away, actually. So I'm going to take that away for just a moment. And what I'm going to do is to kind of whet your appetite a little. I'm going to play you a playback of a video that we shot with Volvo at Bauma almost a year ago. And this is a walk around their Bauma stand. By the time we come back, we should be just about ready to go on the Volvo press conference. So here's a look back at Bauma. Welcome to the Breakfast Show at Bauma. We're going to take a look around the Volvo stand. As you may recall, Volvo decided to go all electric at this show. So I'm going to spin the camera around and I'm going to take you for a tour of the stand. Get ready, because here we go. Yeah, first up, machine we've seen before, the EW240 material handler, all electric once again. Obviously, anything electric is going to need a charging solution, and we've got that taken care of as well. Let's cut through here. Compact wheel loader. Past the bucket. There we are, compact wheel loader, the L25, once again. I want to start saying it, it's all electric. The entire stand is all electric. Another charging solution there, the ECR25, right behind it. I'm actually saving the best till last here, or the most surprising till last. But here is the L90. Let me just widen that camera out a bit so you can see it all in all its glory. Ignore that, I'll do that in a minute. If you've watched the Breakfast Show in the past, you'll know that Volvo sponsor the CE dealer team electric car. There that is. Another machine we've seen before, the ECR 230. Obviously buying into the whole idea of electric, this is the Volvo Solutions Bar. Got an electric truck here, very smart turquoise colour. Go around a little further. I'm trying not to give away the game at the end of the stand. There you are, another wheel loader. Not sure which one this is. The L120. There you are. Okay, I've kept you waiting long enough. So here is the big reveal that everybody's been talking about at the show. An electric version of Volvo's A30 articulated truck. Obviously, Volvo, a major pioneer in the development of the ADT. They've now taken it to the next stage with an all-electric version. As you can see, big sign up there, all electric. Fantastic looking machine. Love to see it in operation, or love to not hear it in operation. There you are. An all electric ADT. And you'd have to say, if anyone was going to pioneer that, it would have to be Volvo. An absolute leader in ADTs and a leader in electric equipment as well. Top work to the team at Volvo. I'm just going to finish up with a reminder of what we're here to see, and it's that electric. Okay, we're down to about 30, well, half a minute to go, so stand by your beds. Once the show starts, I will actually take a back seat. I'm going to watch this along with you, but if you've got any comments, please leave them in the chat. I will respond to them either as we go along, if I can answer them. If not, we'll respond to them at the end after the show. No idea how long this is going to go on, so sit back and enjoy as Volvo take you through the preview for the ConExpo. Just about 6 weeks. A few surprises up their sleeves, so hopefully it'll go now-ish.
Volvo Construction Equipment's Pre-ConExpo press event. Thank you to the members of the media who are attending here today. I'm your host, Meg Christensen, and I'm coming to you from a training bay in our Customer Training Center in Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. We're excited for today, where we are going to take you behind the scenes in our ConExpo booth and really peel back the curtain and show you what the experience is going to be like there. At the show, we're going to have 14 new or first look machines, and some of those are going to be products that we announced during today's program. We will be doing a Q&A at the end of the broadcast, so please feel free to chat any questions you have throughout the program using that chat function. I'm about to be joined by Volvo Construction Equipment's President for North America, Scott Young. Hi, Scott.
Hey, Meg.
Good morning.
Good morning. I love coming to work in our articulated hauler.
I know, quite an entrance.
Yeah, I love it.
I like it.
Well, especially I thought, why not? I mean, we're celebrating 60 years of the articulated hauler, and why not come in on our largest one, the A60?
Make it grand. I love it. Well, thanks for joining me and us. Our theme for ConExpo is Power Your Ambition. And that really emphasizes our focus on helping our customers meet their ambitions. Can you talk a little bit about that theme and how it does that?
Really, it's about connecting and focusing on our customers and where they're at on their business journey. We want to make sure that we address their unique needs with our solutions. And so, because every customer is different, they're all unique, whether it's an owner-operator or a large national or a government customer. It could be anybody and different sites and projects. They're all unique in their own way. And what they have in common, though, is we drive for success. And that's something that we want to make sure that we secure with our customers in our partnership. Volvo and our dealers really want to power that ambition by finding the right solutions to fit those unique needs that I mentioned. And that best fit will make the customer more successful. Our booth is set up in a way where we can create this interaction. It's designed and staffed so that we can have these really important conversations with our customers.
Yeah, it sounds like there's really something for everyone planned in the booth.
Absolutely. I am so excited because we have a machine lineup. We have multiple machines from our lineups, one of which I came in on. We have demonstrations of technology, the things that are maybe harder to understand with the services and how they connect to the machine. So we're trying to showcase the advanced telematics, some of the control systems. We have machine control systems on our excavators, auto bucket fill on our wheel loaders. That all works in part of an ecosystem when it comes to our automation journey, and we've been doing it for years. So We're really excited to showcase that. In fact, we want the customers to really bring it to their job site. So we've created our booth in a way where they could recognize the job trailer, if you will, and how do their employees, how do their people really interact with these services and solutions and showcase how it can create a lot of value. So that's not the only thing. We staff the booth with over 100 of our experts, and that's where the real dialogue happens so we can find that best fit. So I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, it really is the people who make a lot of it. And, you know, I get to be on the team that helps put together the Volvo experience at ConExpo, and that's a lot of fun. But when I'm talking to people in my life about it and trying to give a sense of scale, it can be hard to explain. Usually I get the nod and the understanding when I say it's 55,000 square feet. It's the size of an American football field. And it's got a live machine operating area inside the booth. It's got a 2-story building and more than 20 machines and services and technology to support them. It looks amazing, right? In 2023, we had more than 70,000 visitors to our booth, and in 2026, we're expecting even more, and we're excited to show them what we've been planning for more than a year. Visitors to the booth are also going to have an opportunity to engage with other parts of the Volvo group. So we'll have Volvo Financial Services in our booth, and they'll also have the opportunity to visit the booths for Volvo Penta, Volvo Trucks, and Mack Trucks throughout the ConExpo experience. So the Volvo Group really has our attendees covered on-road and off-road.
Yeah, I mean, it's really massive, and it's impressive that in the last year and a half, we've been bringing machines out to the customers. We've had our largest launch years ever, and ConExpo is really that culmination of all of these launches. We've launched new articulated haulers, the full lineup being refreshed, excavators and wheel loaders, as well as new rigid haulers coming to North America, as well as compactors. And on our sustainability journey, we're continuing to evolve our lineup of e-mob products. So we have a number of machines that'll showcase that, but then also upgraded services, which are super important to, again, bring this unique solution to the customer.
Yeah.
Today, we're gonna, when we announce the machines and showcase these at ConExpo, it's really about how do we maximize customer productivity and uptime. We want to improve safety on their sites. We want to make sure that the operator is also experience high productivity. So how do we make it more comfortable? How do we make it more intuitive? How do we make it more powerful so that they have what they need when they need it? And ultimately, that boosts productivity for our customers. So when you talked about powering the ambition, powering your ambition for us is really all about the customer.
Yeah.
How do we have that conversation? We can talk about machine specs and features, and those are super important, and we'll cover that when we're there. But we really want to talk about how do those translate into value for the customer? How does it help them get the job done more efficiently and effectively? And when we look at those outcomes and we help deliver that as a partner with our customers and leveraging our dealers and making sure that we support our customers in a good way, we want to make sure that you're the most productive that you can be. We want to make sure that you have maximum uptime. We want you to have improved safety and really set you up as a customer for long-term success, because that's what we believe partnership is all about. So,
yeah. Thanks so much, Scott.
Thanks, Meg.
We're going to talk to two other members of the North American executive team who have lots of opportunities to interact with our customers and hear from them what matters most. First, I have Stephanie McCall, who is the VP of Strategic Accounts. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Meg. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
I'm great. Thank you. Stephanie, in Strategic Accounts, I know you and your team work closely with a lot of companies who are in the quarry, aggregates, and mining industries. Can you talk a little bit with us about what those customers prioritize?
Of course. So in my experience, Meg, customers that are in quarry, aggregate, and mining, they really, when you think of all the things that they want from an equipment provider, you can boil it down to 4 top priorities. So the first is uptime. And when I say uptime, I specifically am talking about machine availability. Like, that machine has got to be reliable. We've got to keep it up and running. That's why the importance of a really strong dealer distribution network comes into play here. Second is productivity. So those are closely linked, right? I mean, productivity is how they measure themselves. These guys and gals at these sites, they have daily, weekly, monthly production targets. They are trying to hit very specific goals. So that productivity part, that's money to them. That is revenue.
Yep.
So the machine has got to work and be reliable. Thirdly is safety. And, safety is a non-negotiable for them. And quite frankly, safety is Volvo. It's who we are. Like, we know how to do that better than anyone. Yep. So these folks in this industry, it is a highly regulated industry. So safety is so, embedded in their culture. Everything stops and starts there. And then lastly, the fourth priority for them really is innovation, because, we're in a time right now where basically those inefficiencies that can be identified and can be targeted by a partner or a solutions provider, when we can work closely with our customers on those things, that's where they find value and innovation. It could be new sustainable products, or it could be services and solutions.
2 of our newest products that are well suited for those industries are debuting at ConExpo and really answer the customer priorities you mentioned. Can you talk a little bit about those?
I would love to. So the first I'm going to touch on is our new A60. Man, what a beast of a machine. I'm so excited for you guys to see this at ConExpo. But our newest A60 has come out. We've got 5% more productivity and 15% more fuel efficiency. Now, what does that really mean? When I say 5% more productivity to end customers, that means they are moving more material with every single load, right? That is high value for them. That is money in action. Also, I'm excited to say that the automatic traction control on the A60, if you just take a moment and put yourself in their place, as an operator sitting in the cab of that truck, imagine going down an incline on a quarry site where the rain is coming down, it's pouring, it's muddy conditions. That automatic traction control, the moment the machine senses one of the tires slip, it instantly engages and it shifts the power to the axles so that you can grip immediately with those tires. So there's some really exciting stuff on the 860.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you mentioned the second product. The R70, our rigid haul truck, is going to be at ConExpo, and man, that is something to see. I mean, just the size in and of itself. But our R70 comes with ROPS FOPS certified cab. It's also a machine where you're going to notice when you climb up into the cab, the fantastic visibility that the low dashboard creates for the operator. And when you're in a machine that's that big, that's that large, running at a mining site where safety is a non-negotiable, visibility is critical.
Yeah, absolutely. And those machines, the R70's been on some sites here in North America.
Oh yeah. So we fielded some of the R70s in advance of ConExpo. We've got them out with some of our top strategic accounts. We've got machines running in British Columbia. We've got a couple in New York State. We've got one in Indiana. We've even got a couple down in Texas and Arizona, and they're doing so well, Meg. They're really, really a new entrance into an area that we're excited to be with our mining customers.
Yeah, this is great. Thanks so much, Stephanie.
Thanks, Meg. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Now we're going to turn to Jeff Bryant, who is a regional VP of sales and works closely with our dealer network to help them support customers. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Meg. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Jeff, you see lots of different customer sites in the building and utilities industries in your work. Can you frame for us some of the types of work they're doing and what's most important to those businesses?
Absolutely. Before we jump into that, I'm going to back up a little bit. When we talk about the building and utility segment, it's really everything it's not just about small products.
Yeah,
It's everything.
absolutely.
Utility lends itself to small, and that's not really the case. It may not have the R70s, let you see there. That's very much like Stephanie spoke about in quarry, aggregate, mining. But just about every other type of product is very much in these job sites. And then when I work with dealers over the years, I've been able to go to these residential, the commercial, utility for sure, even large corporate sites. But then on top of that, even more recently, I would tell you the mega sites are really making a stance here in North America. So, and they can be data centers, car plants, they can be the energy sites to support those too. And even as we all travel, when you take a look at some of these airport expansions, they're quite large. If I then go to what are those priorities, it is very much geared towards the timing, the efficiency. I've got to get moving to the next step, right? So I've got to have efficiency, good technology, but then the uptime to support it.
Yeah. We've got a good example of trying to help a customer with meeting their growth ambitions with that kind of versatility and the tight deadlines. We're going to hear from SYB Construction. So they're a utility contractor in Texas that works with both municipal and private utilities. Let's take a look.
My grandpa and dad started with SYB Construction back in 1985. We do paving and utility work all around DFW Metroplex, water, sewer, storm drain, whatever we need to get into, we do.
Started basically with a couple of trucks and 3 or 4 employees, and it's grown now to 350 plus employees and 300 or 400 pieces of equipment.
This project is a new thoroughfare coming through. It's about 5,000 foot of 16-inch water for a new bridge going in. We'll do all the paving and dirt work and everything on it.
When you start doing the municipal side, you've got so much more to contend with as far as buried lines. You're dealing with homeowners, you're dealing with traffic, you're dealing with, a lot of different aspects that you don't deal with in a subdivision.
We use the 750 because of the weight and the size on the storm drain box. And then the 355s, they're just a good all-around water sewer machine. We can use them pretty much anywhere with them being zero turn. They got a good weight to them, like still handle trench boxes and decent depths and stuff like that.
I like to run those excavators. They're fast, strong, make us to get it finished quick and on time to developments and all that, city and everybody's,
Not having problems makes it to where we're not having crews in a rush, because when you have a crew in a rush, that's where you end up with safety issues.
I think a lot of people don't realize, I know this sounds silly, but I don't think they realize when they turn the faucet on where the water comes from.
This used to be a golf course. They got a subdivision going in now. They all have to have water and a place for sewer to go. And when you have the right equipment, you can keep a good, safe, and productive project.
Right now, we're up to 94 Volvo machines. I think there's 74 Volvo excavators, and then there's wheel loaders mixed in there, ride-on compactors, double drum rollers. They last a long time. We've got older 235s that are up over 20,000 hours.
We figured out a way to get a lot of life. And if you're doing that and you're not replacing motors and pumps and high dollar items, then you're money ahead.
We're about to look at a couple of these new EC500s, replacing some of our older 480s. Pretty excited about that.
These Volvo machines are pretty good to work with. I like to sit in it, seats are comfortable.
Me personally, I like the speed. With Volvo, you can achieve smoothness and speed at the same time.
We have the care track set up on a lot of them. It will send me an email as soon as the code pops up on a machine. It keeps me in tune with who's doing what and who ain't.
When you've been in business 40 years and you're looking for the next 40, everything in this business is about relationships. I can pour concrete, I've laid pipe, I can run every piece of equipment we have. What I can't do is I can't go out and do, $135, $140 million worth of work a year by myself. So your people are the best asset that you've got.
We're pretty excited about where we can grow it and take it over the next 25, 30 years or whatever the case may be. A lot of that's because of the partnership with Volvo and Romco and whatever we need, they're on top of it. I remember back when we got our first 355, that was the biggest machine we had, and we thought we were doing something, you know. So there ain't no telling where it'll be in 25 years.
So SYB has really built their business into a legacy
Very impressive.
over the last 40 years. And it's exciting to see so much growth in a demanding industry.
Absolutely. Both in the market and as far as an individual company, and the history they have is fantastic.
Yeah. SYB is also working with a lot of excavators, and excavators is the product line that we have the biggest breadth. Scott talked about how we've been introducing new model after new model, and we've got 3 more that we're talking about today that are in that new generation of our excavator line. Can you talk about those newest models that we're bringing and announcing today?
Yeah, absolutely. No, thanks. Look, what I'll do is I'll kind of just run through the products, and then let's go back and see what is the value for the customer of those products. So the first one that comes to mind is the ECR 255. That's a 25-ton excavator range, which is a very important size class, but it's the short radius of that ECR that really is what we're really bringing home here. The next, and something that's kind of dear to my heart, is on the compact excavator side, a market that just continues to grow, and it's just crazy. And it's also, it gives kudos to the versatility of those machines, not just in the pushing of the blade and digging a hole anymore. It's literally everything that comes with it, with the attachments, et cetera. From the Volvo side, we're bringing out the EC65, and that is in the 7-ton range, as well as its brother on the EW, the wheeled machine. So 2 very good additions in that size class. And then we have a history with the ECR 88. And that is an 8-ton to 9-ton machine. And we've done very well with that machine for about 20 years. And so now we're actually very proud to go ahead and announce the ECR 90. And that ECR 90 will have a bigger engine, better hydraulics, more lifting, more breakout, et cetera. And then finally, that you'll see on the show floor that we're very excited about is the EWR 150 and the EWR 170. Now those are mid-range wheeled short swing excavators. And we'll talk a little bit about why that's important.
Very good. So when you talk about those customer priorities of versatility and meeting their deadlines, how are these products helping them with that?
Perfect. So there's 2 things that kind of come to mind. For instance, when you talk about the short swing, you're talking about confined spaces.
Right.
You're talking about, you think about on the highway, right? I don't have a lot of room to work. You think about downtown areas or even some job sites in general. So the safety, the maneuverability that you now have with an ECR machine in those size classes is great. When you talk about the EWs, the wheeled, what the wheeled brings you again is that mobility and maneuverability that jobs now offer you that we might not have had opportunity to before. But the other thing that I'm really excited about is when you take a look at the opportunities of what you can add to an EW, the versatility of the attachments. Now you have a machine that is not only mobile and maneuverable, but truly will help you, whether it be phase 1, phase 2, et cetera. So if we go back to where we started and you talk about timelines, versatility, uptime, these products help ensure all 3 of those are in place.
Yeah, great. And we know too that the equipment is only part of the equation when when it comes to helping our customers meet their ambitions. Can you talk about the technologies and the solutions that come alongside those to do so?
Absolutely. If we stay on the excavator for just a second, let's talk about what we call with our systems that go ahead and allow us to do better digging, better site digging. So for instance, 2D and 3D. And these are our machine controls. We call them Copilot. 2D gives you very simple opportunity to do trenching and digging. And then you go to the full 3D version, if you will. And we work with TopCon and Unit Control to go ahead and offer better, a tool that allows you to do more larger job workspace work across the entire job site. So those are quite important. If I then take a look at Volvo's Smart View, that is an in-cab option that allows you to go ahead and take a look at everything that's going on around you, giving you a lot more comfort on your work, but also the safety for everybody else around. Then I'm going to go over to what we call our site solutions. And the site solutions, very excited about Connected Map, for instance. Connected Map gives you full visibility of the job site within the cab. That's great on efficiency and safety. But on top of that, you actually have speed zone control. So if you have a lot of moving pieces, if you may have personnel walking across, whatever the case might be, you can control the speed of a machine throughout that throughout that haul. And then the last one that I'll go ahead and speak to is on load ticket. If you think about the historical loading on job sites and so forth, it is just that. There are tickets. This is now a certified system that allows you to now go ahead, and it's a virtual tool within the cab. And then that goes ahead and creates efficiency, smooths the process. It's a very nice added feature.
Yeah, I can see how all of that comes together to really help a customer power their ambitions.
Absolutely.
I hope this discussion has made it clear to everyone. We are focused on powering those customer ambitions in all different kinds of applications. And we can't wait to connect with customers at ConExpo to really understand their unique business needs. So we promised a time of questions. We are ready to take your questions. Maybe I know there's some coming in on the chat. I'm going to invite Scott and Stephanie to join us back up here. All right, while we're waiting for some of those questions to come on in, got one to get you guys started. We talked about how the show theme is around meeting customer needs and helping them with their outcomes. How do we interface with our customers and learn about those problems and needs and then deliver on those and translate it into what we offer? Maybe Stephanie, you could start to share.
Sure, I'm happy to, Meg. So, when we at Volvo get a request from a customer, Volvo or the dealer, our preference is really for them to pull us in as early as possible on a project. I think that the traditional method of a customer bids a project and then after the fact, they want to then buy the equipment, I think that model is going away more and more. Okay. So the earlier that we or our Volvo dealers can get pulled in, the better, by far.
Okay.
Yeah, and just to build on that, I mean, those are large projects probably where that consultative type aspect comes in, but what we also see, this feeds our product development, our services development, because things like in-field design, where we listen to our customers, they talk about safety on their job sites, just like you saw in the video, where how do we make sure we take people out of those dangerous environments? So in-field design gives you the opportunity to take people out of that, and it's also hard to find people to staff in all of these projects. So making sure that we're using the right amount of people on a project, using the technology to supplement that in a good way.
Thanks.
No, and let me go ahead and just throw in there, because of my time working with the dealers, Meg, I have to say, whether it be at the front end, like Stephanie just noted, or the middle or the end, the strong relationship we have with our dealer network allows us to be right in the middle of that through all the pieces, as well as the follow-up that's gotten of it. So we can kind of build off of that.
Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Okay, we have a question on unit control. So we heard Jeff mention the unit control 3D. Mm-hmm. In March of 2025, there was a global agreement that was released. Is that available in North America yet? What's the timing on that?
So it's a little bit of a soft launch right now, but we plan to have it available for sale, price pages, et cetera, all by the end of the first quarter.
Okay, great. So
yeah, absolutely.
Heading into ConExpo, that is going to be available.
Perfect time. Great,
thank you. A question for you, Scott. Maybe you take, what's the latest on expanded production in Shippensburg? We announced that last year. Mm-hmm. When are we going to have machines rolling off the line?
I know it's hard to imagine now. Change the number when you write the date, right? So, so we announced that in June, the expansion of excavators and wheel loaders in Shippensburg. Right now, the teams are working extensively across the globe to make sure that we bring that competence in and staff appropriately, as well as bring in the supply base and so forth. What we will have is excavators starting in May. That's the start of production. So we start with the 20-ton class excavators at that time. Wheel loaders will start with the 150, and that'll be in June. And that's just the start. So then over time, we'll ramp up as we get supply base in place and ramp up. Of course, all of that comes into what's the demand that we get, and then we'll of course jump in accordingly.
Okay. So. Man, hold on to your notes, guys.
Yeah, a little bit here, Meg. Yeah.
All right. Let's take a question. We talked about one thing that we didn't hear is about fleet capacity agreements or equipment as a service. Stephanie, you want to take that?
I would love to. So equipment as a service is something that we've actually been doing in North America for over 10 years. A lot of people don't realize that. But it's really a solution that we offer to our customers along with our dealers. Our dealers participate with us, where we maintain ownership of the asset. And then the customer is really focused on their production needs. And we also offer an uptime guarantee with equipment as a service. So we treat it as a solution, and it's to complement a fleet for someone who's buying, and they're probably renting, they're probably leasing, they're probably purchasing. Equipment as a service is another solution offering to do that. So
Thanks. We've got a question from Mary Gannon. Maybe Jeff, you could take this one. Can you share about the improved hydraulics on the new EC90?
Yes and no. So I'll offer the technology in general goes ahead and gives us the opportunity to improve everything along the way.
Yep.
And so I do think from my time with it so far, it's the smoothness and so forth, but as we get into gallons per minute and all that kind of stuff, it's probably more of a spec sheet and, you know, the postings that we do versus getting into the actual numbers.
Yeah. So all of the details will be in those press releases as well. And for our editors, we're always very happy to connect you with product experts so that you can get even more details. All right. What machines will people be able to operate at ConExpo? So we've got, I can answer that one.
I was gonna
You want me
say,
to take it?
absolutely.
We've got the EC230 electric, and on the compact side, the EC65. And I can't forget this one. There's also going to be a kids digger. So if we've got families coming, there's an opportunity to inspire the next generation.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. Here's a question for you, Scott. What are your thoughts on the state of the construction industry headed into 2026 and heading into ConExpo?
Well, first, everything that you've seen in this launch and going into ConExpo, we really come, leaning in, and I would say a lot of wind in our sails. The product launches with the articulated haulers, the rigid trucks, the excavators, compaction equipment, the new EMO product that'll be in the booth, and all of these services just gives us a great opportunity to lean into it. The industry faces challenges right now, and I think that's where we see this as an opportunity to provide solutions. That's what we talk about, powering your ambition. Well, we're there with you with all these solutions to lean into whatever challenges we face. But overall, the market is still quite resilient in North America, and that's why we're investing in the plant. That's why we're bringing these services and solutions and products to the customer. So we look forward to it, and we're ready to partner up.
Great.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. You can stay here. That was the last question I'm seeing here. If there are any additional questions, please reach out to your media contacts anytime. You will be getting the media kit here shortly if you don't already have it in your inboxes. Our global Volvo Group press conference at ConExpo is going to be at 8 a.m. on Wednesday, March 4th in the North Hall. And that's going to feature Volvo construction equipment, Volvo Penta, Volvo trucks, and more from around the Volvo Group. We hope to see you there to start your day off with breakfast and even more product and service announcements. Beyond that, we're always happy to connect you with our product experts in the booth for interviews, for content capture, anything you need. We want you to have a great ConExpo experience if you're going to be there. So thank you guys very much, and thank you, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
thanks, everyone.
Let me put myself full screen. I'm going to turn off the sound on there. There we are. So there we are. Lots to look forward to from Volvo, Volvo Construction Equipment North America. You can catch the recap of that broadcast over on YouTube. Go to YouTube, obviously, and just search for Volvo Construction Equipment North America. You'll be able to see it in all its glory there. We will be there. I'm going. My son Fred is going to spend some time on the Volvo stand because obviously they've got some new products to see, but also need to bring myself up to date with a couple of the products that they've launched that I haven't yet seen in the flesh, including that A60, which I'm looking forward to seeing. So after ConExpo, in 7 weeks' time or thereabouts, we'll be bringing you details of all that we've seen, both at Volvo and on the other stands as well. Come up in the chat that our friend Steve Williamson is going to be there. He'll be working with the fine folks at Kinsoffer along with his sidekick Ed Butler, which I'm looking forward to seeing. Our friend Ken Hatcher is going to be there as well. Obviously the press, my press friends will be there. I'm expecting to see Peter Haddock over there and probably his son Lucas as well. So lots and lots to look forward to in terms of ConExpo. Just had a question here from Steve. Steve, when do you fly home? We're doing Sunday to Sunday, going out on the Sunday, and then we leave on Sunday night, Vegas time, and we arrive basically Monday afternoon back in the UK. So quite a long trip. I mean, there will be no breakfast show for 10, 11 days or thereabouts, but it's not ideal, but it's one of the sacrifices you have to make because ConExpo, just like Bauma, is too good to miss. So yeah, we're doing the full show. We've also got a new camera on board. Not that I need to bore you with that, which we didn't have the last time. One of my ambitions with these things is always to try to take you on the journey with us. And we've got a new, smaller camera that we can do that with now. So my plan is to, while we're up and down the strip of an evening, I can show you a bit of that. I can show you where we're staying. I can show you the food and the people and the cars and the razzmatazz that goes with a trip to Las Vegas. So if that's the kind of thing that floats your boat, make sure you're tuning into the Breakfast Show immediately after ConExpo, because I expect to come back. I don't even know how many terabytes of stuff that we will have, but it will be many. We're going armed with more SD cards than you can possibly imagine. So we'll be filming lots and lots of things, and gradually releasing them. Also looking forward to working with some of the proper brands in this business. And Steve is saying, is it the Osmo Pocket? It is the Osmo Pocket camera. I did part of Mine Expo with it. And I did the whole of the Utility Expo over in Louisville, in Kentucky, with the Osmo Pocket. And listen, I'm not here to advertise DJI products, but it is an astonishing piece of kit. 4K, but it fits in your pocket. Tiny little thing. It's one of the 7 cameras we'll be taking, but I'm hoping that I'll get to drive that most of the time because it does allow me to basically keep my hands free and go and meet people and show you around. One of the things I've been very, very poor at shows in the past is switching the camera off. I go to a stand, I finish up, and I switch the camera off, put it in my pocket, and then I go somewhere else, which is fine, but it doesn't actually give people the opportunity to see, yes, Volvo were next door to. I'm planning to avoid that. I'm literally going to film the entire thing. It's going to take a lot of editing, a lot of work afterwards, but that's the way it's going to be. Steve says, struggle to beat DJI products. I totally agree. I mean, our main cameras are Canon, but all of our audio equipment and several of our action cameras are DJI. Our drones, we've got 2 of them, 3 of them are all DJI as well. In studio, we're very much Elgato. I'm looking at an Elgato camera there. There's an Elgato light above. There's an Elgato microphone in front of me here. So we do tend to. It doesn't come cheap, but you kind of want the right products to deliver the right solutions. And yes, I will be obviously shooting some stuff on my phone, particularly the vertical content that we'll be able to blast back on Instagram and things like that. But for the real quality stuff, yeah, DJI and Canon will be the way to go. Anyway, I've probably talked enough. That's, what is that, 45 minutes, so nearly an hour. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for our usual broadcast, which is the Breakfast Show. Hope to see a good many of you there. Lots and lots of stuff to go through with that. I'm just in the process of writing my morning monologue for tomorrow, so keep an eye out for that. Incidentally, if you are that way inclined, BBC Sounds, on the BBC Sounds app, I was on BBC Radio Berkshire at 7:35 or thereabouts this morning, talking about the imminent demolition of the Queensmere shopping centre in Slough in Berkshire. I'm on for 5-10 minutes or thereabouts. If you want to listen to that, BBC Sounds, go and find Radio Berkshire. I was on with a guy called Rich Clark. Rich is on between 6 and 10 on a weekday, so I'm part of his show. As I say, I was on about 7:35. If that's the kind of thing that floats your boat, then please go and give that a check. I want to say thank you to Volvo for inviting us along to that event. Say thank you to BBC Radio Berkshire as well for inviting us along to this morning. That will do us. That will do us. Go and have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. I'll be back 10 a.m. for more of the same with our usual breakfast show. Thanks for joining us, and I'll see you all very, very soon. All the best.